We always got to kick it off with backflip. How'd that start?
One day in spring training, after we got done practice, we were always had to run a couple miles. And I was never fun to run. So, being one of the younger guys, I was at the back of the pack. Of course, playing with some of the veterans that I played with, Henard, Gene, Tennis, George, Henry. Those guys gave me a hard time about being the younger guy who always been at the back of the pack. So to show the guys that I wasn't tired, I ran had me around on the back for them. Gene Tennis had girls that were gymnastics at the time, so he wanted me to give them a chance to see it at some point during the season, which we weren't able to do. So, fan appreciation day, which was the last day of the season. He had a PR guy thought it would be a good idea for me to going out to my position. So I did, and lo and behold, they liked it so much, they asked me to do it again opening day the following year.
And it just stuck.
It just stuck.
So the trainers, they never give you a hard time about, because nowadays,
that I could do it, so it's one of those things that if I felt that I could do it, there were a couple of times, spring training, maybe I might have heard that or something. And stuff, but for the most part, I was always pretty good at it. It got more and more as the years went on. The spring left my legs, but for the most part, if I didn't have any leg injuries or anything during the season, then it was good to go.
That's good, because nowadays the trainers would go crazy if players started doing that stuff.
Yeah.
During spring training, you were an ambassador for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tell us a little about that.
It's having a chance to go and spend some time down there. Unfortunately, for me, I was one of those guys that was one of those statistics that you hope never happens. You always work hard to try and put yourself in a position to be able to make the decision when it's time for you. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of those people. And so I was away from the game for an extremely long period of time. And when things changed from a management standpoint, the GM and the manager invited me to come back last year. And this year, this is my second year, so it's been 2 weeks now. We're training with guys, having fun, all the makes it all, going to dinner, and then I get out of the way.
Kick back and relax. Tell me about Holden Long. What do you think of the youngster?
Well, I think that one of the things that has always been a statement is that always had a good mind system. And I think our minor system right now is probably in shape. It's been a long time, so the future is very, very bright for the Cardinals. A lot of young kids now, very talented. Of course, things going to determine how great that comes time. You got to give them time, but the future is certainly for the second generation. It's very bright now with a lot of bright young stars capable of great stars.
All right, so this new world media, this Twitter, this Facebook, this Instagram, this is crazy. I actually had to wait until the USA Today came out every day to see the stats, and I grew up in Northwest Indiana, so what we got is GN. My only opportunity at the time was to watch him when play the Cubs, and they were on WGN. What do you think of this new world media? What do you think of this instant?
Well, it's growing up in a totally different time. As a player, you certainly have to be real aware of conscious of the things that you do. The press of a button and all of a sudden you're all over the world. So they play under a lot more scrutiny than we had. So I think with that being said, I think it's a lot more dangerous now than it ever has been because of that ability to go around the world so quickly. The things that aren't handled properly, certainly you can see where you can get out of hand. So you find yourself a lot of times putting out fires that in years past not necessarily went out.
There's a youngster in Boston, Liam Iglesias. There's been a lot of comps, a lot of comparisons there. Have you seen him play?
I haven't seen him play in person, but of course the the questions and everything that come. And as I said a minute ago, the things that's going to separate him from anybody is time. You know, you gotta get over a period of time. There are a lot of guys that come to the big leagues. There's a lot of problems. I see that's a lot of stars. Yeah. So I think we just have to give it time. Certainly very talented. They told Jake Miller that this article played the other day was pretty impressive. Because I was going to talk to him. You know, here again, we'll give it some time. See if we can build in the system.
We'll finish it off with some fun stuff. One of the biggest questions that I hear is asked of you is about the Simpsons. And Springfield Mystery Spot. And the question that we received on Twitter was, would you pinch hit for Strawberry in the Night?
No, you know that probably is one of the most surprising things to me, that there are so many Simpsons fans right after. You know, that is the second most asked question in Western country.
Right.
And I tell them that we were never in studio together. That was all voiceovers that we went into Los Angeles. We all went into the studio and did our voiceovers and stuff. And it turns out to be one of their most popular episodes. And I think that that's just a tribute to how popular the game of baseball is. And at that time, we had a lot of stars. Strawberry was in there. I think Johnson was in there. Steve Sass was in there, Strawberry, Wade Boggs, Clemens, you know, all of the guys that were, you know, off the record, nicknames in that era, in that segment, all had that.
And with my last question, how was it hosting This Week in Baseball, one of the most classic shows in baseball in American history?
Well, it's not easy following Mel Allen. Hello, everybody, this is Mel Allen. And I used to enjoy getting up on Saturday morning. That's where you got your baseball information, unlike today.
Where it's everywhere.
Right. It was one place that you would go to find out what happened in baseball that week. This Week in Baseball was it. And so when they asked me to replace the great Mel Allen, you know, what an honor it was. And not really knowing exactly how it was going to work out. But one of the best things that they did for me is they did not allow me to use teleprompter. I memorized all my stuff, you know, so I would get my copy maybe on Monday, you know, we would shoot on Tuesday, you know, or get it on Sunday, practice my lines and stuff, and then Monday, Tuesday, it worked out well because I think it made it come out trying.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, enjoy your day here in Indianapolis.